Howdy, friends. Welcome back to another episode of A Little R&R. How's your week been? How's it going?
Hey y'all. My week was pretty good. It's weird because we actually got a full week this time, I think.
I know.
Or
I think we did
closer.
very close for sure. And I think we'll end up doing that again for the next one because we're recording a little bit early. Like as far as release wise, I think we're doing better scheduling this time through.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, we wanted to do that mini episode, so I think that kind of threw us off. So like we had an extra one that we were recording in
Yes.
there
Yes.
with the recap that was only a couple days.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think I actually did a good job with my mom's plants. So I'm
Woohoo.
not a plant murderer this time.
This week. Keyword this week. Could
Yeah.
could change.
Yeah. I actually was pretty proud of myself for remembering like every day to like instead of me being like, "Oh crap, I didn't go over there." It was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I need to go by there on my way home from work." Or it was.
You were aware of the things you needed to do after you left your place of employment.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it was like a thought, not an afterthought.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Um, but especially because it's so hectic at work right now, we have a very important property walk coming up this Wednesday, where like the owner of our company and VPs and the big wigs will be visiting, and
Okay.
so I will be preparing for that for Wednesday. So it's going to be kind of, I mean, like we're already in kind of good shape, but it's just you want to make sure that everything looks pristine and
Right.
because it's a very nice community anyway. But
Yeah. You want it to be as perfect as possible.
yes, but the cherry on top of my week
Oh no.
goes to Christopher Robin.
Of course.
Literally, his thumb was cherry red. Like
Oh
I,
no.
so he a few months ago he cut his hand, or yeah,
Right.
like cut like part of his hand, like in between his kind of like by his knuckles, whatever.
Like the webbing between the
Yeah,
fingers?
kind of, and then like down,
Okay.
but like right here, like on the
Okay.
top of his hand, like below the
Gotcha.
knuckle.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so yeah, so that already happened a couple months ago, and he bitched and bitched about the cost of the hospital. Da da da. He should have
Sure.
just super glued it and just went on with his life. Like that was so ridiculous.
Sure.
Why did he ever? Well, this time was a little different. There was, I think, more blood lost, and
Ooh.
I like he thought he cut off like a part of his thumb,
Oh my
like part of like
gosh.
his finger was gonna be missing. So
Oh
six
no.
stitches and a skin graft later
Wow.
at
Wow.
like midnight.
Yeah. Oh my Lanta. That's oh.
Like
That's
he's
not
lucky
great.
I didn't murder him in his sleep or something. I don't know. I just was like, really? Are you kidding me again?
You're stressing me out. You're putting me on edge. What the hell, man?
All over a lime that the margarita was already lime flavored. I was like,
He wanted a
whatever.
little extra
He wanted the
zest
real
or
one, which
what?
I know they do put limes like in restaurants and things like
Sure.
that, like for the margaritas. But I was like, okay.
Did he try to use a dull knife? Like how did he cut his
No,
finger?
so okay, so the first time was, I guess, my fault because I wanted the countertops to be cleaned and like there was like a
Sure.
bunch of like appliances or something like on it. And so I had stuck this can opener thing like down in the shelf because I was like, how often does he open a can? Like we
Right.
don't really get canned foods very much.
Sure.
Well, I didn't know that it had a bottle opener on it. And
Oh
so, like,
no.
literally, I had like, so basically, when he didn't see that, he was like, well, I know we don't have one yet. So he, like, just, like, tried the knife. Well, then this time, he, like, the line was, like, kind of going bad. And so he was trying
Hmm.
to, like, use it before, obviously, like, trying to use
Sure.
whatever good part he could. And I think
Okay.
it just, like, then was squishy. So when he
Yeah.
went to cut, it, like, moved on him because it, like, that it
It
squished
rolled.
in.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
gotcha. Oh,
Yeah.
not great.
I was just like,
Sheesh.
aren't you like a pocket knife man? Like, don't like This is not boding
What's
well
happening?
for your knife skills.
Yeah, no. That's second time in a couple of months. Yeah, that's not great. Not great.
And then like literally now this time it was 2 more stitches and a whole skin graft, so we'll see what this bill's gonna be.
Oh, it'll be a pretty penny, I'm sure. But
Uh,
oh, that's real fun.
I'm happy to bring this week to a close. Because the stress at work and that it was just a lot. But overall it was pretty good, just a little stressful.
Sure.
But tell
I
me
get
how
it.
your week has been.
Oh man, I mean, I am happy that the week is done
I was gonna
because
say I
it
feel
has
like
been
you're happy too.
it's it's been a craptastic week. I'll go with that. It started out okay. Like it started out fine, nothing out of the ordinary, like it was normal. Then Wednesday hit and literally shit hit the fan.
Hump
Like
day got you again.
it did. And it was just like I don't understand. Like why? What's in the water? Because it's ridiculous. But we went through some layoffs at work, so that was real fun. I think it was 11 or 12 people that were laid off, and 5 of them were in the department that I'm in. So now I'm basically a department of one. So
And your
yay
buddies.
me! Yeah, all my friends are gone. So I'm just
Yeah,
like,
shout out to
oh,
who is it?
it
Jenny,
was
Lana, Lane.
no, nope. Jenny is still there. She's still
Oh,
there.
okay.
Lonnie and Laurel that worked with me, they are no longer there, which sucks. It was just stupid. We were purchased in like early March, I think, February, March, beginning of the year. The bigger company purchased our company. And so now they're trying to like, I guess, consolidate. So like so they don't have too many duplicate job titles
Yeah.
in the company, which I guess makes sense. But I feel like they were just like, they looked and thought, oh, this person and this person have the same job title. So cut that person out. And you're just like, hold on.
From your
Yes,
company
from our
instead of
company.
like being fair cutting from both.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of cutting from the corporate level, they cut from the acquired company.
Yeah.
And I feel like they just got the knife out and started chopping without actually figuring out what everybody did. And so it was just like, wait a minute, you slow your roll. What are you doing? Because like the stuff that Laurel and Lonnie were doing, I have no clue. I have no clue what they did. So if they expect me to take over, who's going to train me on that? Because you just cut the people that knew how to do it out. So there's that. Anyway,
There
I'm off
has to
to
be
spots.
people that like have that and know how to do what they're doing already, that they might just have to train to this for this the new way maybe, but they
I
know what's
don't
like
know.
the ultimate understanding. I mean, really, surely,
I
because they
have
wouldn't be able to
no
just do
clue.
that.
I was just telling Lonnie earlier today. I think what they did is they like got a spreadsheet and saw this title and this title were the same, and they went cut and called it good, and didn't actually look into what the person did before they hit the chopping block. So like
Right.
I don't know. Like I'm super grateful, obviously, to have my job still. I get that. Like I praise the Lord. I'm happy to still have my job,
Yeah.
but I'm not happy that they just took away everybody. So I'm just
And
like,
I'm sure you're like stressing because you're like, okay, what am I
yeah,
going to be expected? Like, is my role going to change now? Like,
right.
who's picking up the slack? Like, yeah.
Exactly. I say at this point, I was telling another girl at work, I said, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing until I'm told otherwise. So if stuff falls through the cracks, that's not my fault because it was never my job to begin with and nobody told me
Yeah.
otherwise. Another thing I thought of, which it's a good thing, and it was just kind of a gut punch to begin like initially, but it'll be good here in a few days.
Oh.
I the tire debacle
Oh,
that I talked about last time.
yes.
So we took the tires to work for them to put on the truck that they bought. And I don't know what the exact reasoning was. I think the mounting machine that they have at work to put the tires on the rims is too small for the tires that we bought, so they couldn't put them together, if that makes sense.
Oh, Jesus.
So, and they changed their mind on the size of tires that they wanted on the truck. They figured that mud tires weren't good as a work truck tire. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yeah,
Like
no, it does.
mud,
I'm trying to understand like why I feel like the mud tire would be more heavy duty.
it is, but like he's not driving around in mud and
okay.
going rock climbing and all that stuff. Like they're not necessarily needed because he's just going to be going to like job sites. He's not going to be off-roading.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Well, you don't know. Maybe
Well,
he might just decide to kick it in gear at like at lunchtime or something.
Take off. But anyway, so I had to get those tires back to me, and I had to take them to UPS to ship back so I can return them.
And let me tell you that returning an Amazon package is literally like is it breaking the Da Vinci Code or I don't know.
Most Amazon returns that I have had, I think I bought a phone case a couple months ago. Didn't like it, but the packaging that it was in was already like it was one of those cardboard tear back things, like a pins come in. So like if you open it, you've opened it, and there's no putting it back. So it's not like it's a box. You know what I mean? So it was in one of those type of packages, and I didn't like the phone case, so I took it back, and all I had to do was hand them the phone case and the little slip that I printed off, and they took it, and like it didn't have to have the original packaging or anything.
Like at Kohl's?
So, like, no, I just took it to a UPS store, and it was fine. They were good.
Oh, well, I didn't know we could do that because I thought it had to be like an Amazon hub or like Kohl's or something because like in the beginning it used to be like that, right?
Yeah.
So when somebody gets one like to the like our apartment, whatever, well, if they don't live there anymore, then I'm just stuck with this because guess what? The freaking Amazon people will not take them back. Like they cannot take them for whatever reason.
No, you can take it back to a UPS location and it's good. So usually super easy. Well, to ship these stupid tires back, I didn't pay shipping to get them, but I had to pay shipping to take them back.
Oh my God, girl, it was 100, like it's probably
let me tell you, it was $620.
Oh my God.
To ship these tires
How much
back.
did you pay for the tires?
So $870, I think, total.
Okay. I was like, oh my God,
so,
that's like
well, and the thing is I A-firmed them. I don't know if you've ever used A-firm, but it's like a credit card, but they make you like you pick a plan to pay off your balance.
Is it like the shop how it's like you can make 4 pay like installments or whatever?
Yes. They
give you to buy it today.
Yes. So it's buy now, pay later type thing, but they like force you to pay it off. So it's not like a credit card where you can just keep racking up your balance. You have to, they literally say, okay, you're going to pay this much for this many months and you'll pay it off with this much interest. Like, and the interest is already worked in. It's great. So with big purchases like that, it works out perfect. Cause it like this last one, I think I was doing, I think they gave me like $45 for 18 months to pay it all off, which I was like, yeah, I can handle that. Like, that's fine.
Yeah. It sounds like, fine in the beginning, but if you think about it, you're like, crap, that is like way.
You pay more in interest because the interest is higher, but like, there's no way I can save up $1,000 to buy 4 new tires. Like, it's just not going to happen. So
yeah, literally no. I would just be like screwed.
Exactly. So this thing comes in handy when this is. So I paid originally with A-firm for these tires. So basically what's going to happen is once they get the tires back at the place where whoever shipped them outside of Amazon, I can't remember who the seller is or whatever, but I bought them through Amazon through the seller.
Yes.
Beside the point. So once the tires get back to the facility where they're supposed to go, they will just basically cancel the A-firm because I haven't paid anything on the A-firm yet.
Okay, because like it wasn't time yet for the first payment.
Right. The first payment comes out, I think, early August is when it was supposed to come out.
So basically it was like free, no money out of your pocket except for this
now the shipping.
Oh my.
So yeah.
What if you wouldn't have been able to do that? Like
I know. I was like, I'm glad I didn't pay any of my bills Friday morning because I wouldn't have had any money. So I was just like, shit. And I did that for a reason. Like I knew I was going to have to pay the shipping to send them back. I just was not expecting $600. I was expecting like maybe $300. But after they put in the exact address and weighed the tires, they're 62 pounds a piece, by the way, in case anybody wanted to know. Once they put those two things in,
I would have been looking up to see if I could have locally dropped off like to the freaking place.
Well, nope, they're out of Texas. Or actually, I think they came from Illinois, but they're going back to Texas.
It might have been cheaper for you to drive them there.
Seriously. Well, and the people at UPS were being really nice. They were like, you could contact Amazon directly and see if they can like make you a deal
like
type
pick them
thing.
Up and send, yeah.
Yeah, but my thing is I only had until I think August 15th to get them back before the 30-day window had passed.
And that would have taken time and
that would have
figuring
taken
that
time.
out.
And I'm pretty sure my A-firm payment would have, I think is like August 5th. So like I was trying
Yeah.
to get it back before that payment hit because I wouldn't get that money back. So I was
Yeah.
like, this is going to be the cheapest way to do it, unfortunately, and the fastest. So I was like, it is what it is. I'm just going to let it go. Like it sucks, but it's fine. Like we're good.
Oh, geez.
But yeah, so that's that. The week was just rough, and I was like, I'm ready for it to be done. And then the weekend just went too fast, like it always does. So
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is. But I feel
I don't know
like
if anyone picked up that we put that on your hat for the Kenny
I
Chesney
know.
concert.
Yes, because for whatever reason, apparently I've decided that's my catchphrase.
And what's funny is though, I've also probably cut all of them out in editing, so they might not even like. They're probably like, "Why are we laughing so hard?"
Yeah,
It
you're
is
like,
what
what
it
up?
is.
Because it is what it is. Just how
Yes,
it's going to be, and sometimes that's how you have to be with life. You just have to let it go,
that's what I'm
let it
saying.
happen.
Beatles it up and let it be.
Let it. Yes, exactly. But I think we can turn this week around, or this turn the
At least
podcast
today,
around. Yeah, we can
yeah,
turn
we
it
can turn
around
it
because
around.
this next segment is called A Little LOL, and it's a new one, obviously, because again, we're still new. So, a new segment. But we found funny posts, videos, something funny that just kind of made our day. So, if you've got them, Brooke, go for it. I had a few and I have to find them to be able to show
Yeah,
them.
I'll go
So,
first.
you go ahead and go.
Okay, so I'm gonna start this off by just giving a really quick little tidbit about one of my good friends. I have a really good friend, Tina, who I met working at Bath and Body Works, and we actually ended up like growing closer after I was done working there. So, she's a hoot. She always jokes that like she could be my mom because she has a son who is actually very close to my age. I think there's like a year or two difference between us. I'm not sure which way. I think he's younger, but I can't quote that. Um, Anyway, I am forever cracking up and laughing nonstop with her. Like we talk every day. Like Reagan, I'm sure you just like want to see my phone bill and see how much I talk on the phone because you know that I call you a bunch, and then I also have
Yes.
time to
Oh my
talk to
gosh.
Tina. So anyway, um, but she often would be like our front of shop person, so a more glamorous, better smelling Walmart greeter type person that hands them the bags or welcomes them in to Bath and Body. Okay. So she loves her routines. Like she does not like change like at all. She will eventually do it, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot.
Sure. A lot of
Um
convincing.
yeah, like for instance, she will even like doesn't drive places like unless she's been there several times before and like knows where she's going. Like she just doesn't like change. Okay?
Sure.
Or like trying new things
Yeah,
when
yeah.
the stakes are high. Okay, so she's great with people, no matter like how much she will tell you she does not like people and that it's too peoply outside.
Mhm.
She does so well with people. Um, there's a running joke that like she cannot hear, cannot see. I even remember telling Rhonda one time, like, "Are we sure that like Tina is okay? Like, I think we should have her like
Checked out.
there are some nursing home things happening here, and I'm not sure she
No.
is like not even close to there yet."
Oh
And
my gosh.
anyway, Tina, don't be mad at me for that. I love you. Um, but anyway, so she is the queen of like reposting or like sharing these stories or posts or the funnies that like everybody does on Facebook, whether it be a
Yes.
meme or whatever. And if there are times where I will be just on her Facebook page scrolling and thinking I'm on like my feed,
Oh
like I
my
forget that
gosh.
I'm just on her page. She loves the posts about like calling into work or
Uh-huh.
like going to work, just like the Monday, like everything about work and not loving it. She loves those
Sure.
ones. And she is definitely the person that is like, I'm that person who will call in sick from the parking lot. Don't try me. You know what I mean? Like she will have made it all the way to work,
Yes.
but guess what?
Yep.
If
One
she pulls
thing
in
just
and it's like crazy or yep, she's gone.
I'm out.
Um, yeah. But anyway, there was one day that she had to leave work early and I wasn't there that day, but the next day in our manager meeting or something like, where you just touch base if you've been off for a day or two.
Sure.
They had said that, she had to leave early yesterday. She had a code brown situation.
Oh
So,
no, I've been had several of those. I understand. I
yeah,
understand.
like I think it was like she like thought it was a fart type of a thing. Anyway,
You
uh,
never
um
fart.
Never trust a fart, Tina.
Never trusted.
Anyway, so I then joked with her after that. I'm like, listen, don't need to crap your pants about it, okay? Like, it's fine. I will do the stocking. I will put this back up on the shelf.
Gosh.
Or I will, like, so then just like we made it a joke, right? So she has a really good sense of humor. So I'm going to give you just like, I just picked 5 off of her Facebook page that are funny. I tried to find the 5 like of all time, but she has a 1,000,001 posts. Like I couldn't even get all the way back to when I was even just working like a year ago.
Oh my gosh.
It took me forever. So
hilarious.
Here they are. These are mainly just posts that like say a funny thing. I didn't have any videos or anything like that this time. So this one, the first one is, just because I like to walk around in my underwear, eating my Doritos does not make me strange. You folks in aisle 4 just need to stop staring. It's funnier because like it's just so Tina. Like you could picture her doing this, like possibly.
So funny. I love that.
This next one especially, but number 2, I hope Google never goes down. I know like 7 things.
That's how
and then number
3. GPS. Like if my GPS goes down, I am screwed.
See, I, for the most part, don't typically go anywhere like outside of my little world.
Sure.
But I would agree that either that, but I feel like that sometimes too with Google, because a lot of times, like you and I, we kind of talked about this last episode where we think quicker than like our mouth or than we can type.
Yes.
And it comes out. And then there's sometimes though that, and it confuses myself. So then I'm like, wait, what was I talking about? What am I trying to say? What's the word for this thing? Or I just forget like normal things. Anyway, number 3.
Yes.
Me. This is a hard escape room. Boss, you're at work.
That's how
number
I felt
4
last week. I said, no,
you're like, and people keep getting voted off the island, and where's the top of the mountain? Like you're like looking for laws. Yeah.
Yes.
Number 4, the cashier told me strip down facing me. By the time I realized they meant the debit card, it was too late. And then number 5, this one she sent to me because I'm kind of this way with like bitch and heifer. Like if you're in my crew, if you're like my person, and I'm calling you bitch or heifer or like something along the lines, right?
It's a term of endearment.
If I'm not,
you're not talking down to anybody. It's just your way of
not at all
talking to people.
It's like, hey girl.
Exactly.
Hey bitch. Anyways. Yes. So this one says, coworker, why do you call everyone fucker? Me, it's gender neutral. Okay, so I had to give my top 5. I found looking back. There's so many more. You just have to check out her page. But it is your go, Regan. What do you have for a little LOL?
So hold on, I gotta find it. I had a few. Most of mine were videos, so that's kind of hard to share with the group.
Ooh, yeah, we didn't think about that.
But this, they're called Team Balmert is the page, and it's a husband and wife duo that just make hilarious videos. And so any of their videos are, I mean, I cry laughing because they're so funny. So this most recent one that I found is the wife ordered men's Shein clothes and he had to try them on.
Like the SHEIN?
Yeah, Shein, like the brand or whatever. But she bought men's clothes.
I've been saying that differently, so that's why I wanted to confirm.
Yeah, Shein, whatever. I don't know. It's like the Temu debacle.
But I say Shemu for both. I combine them. So
yes, that's it. Perfect. But anyway, so the wife bought men's clothes off of Shein and had him try them on. And
like an unpackaging?
Yes. So basically, like, he has crocheted shorts. He has a mesh top. He's got these pants that have huge, like, high cut hips spot, like openings. So like there's
Oh,
they button in the front like normal pants, but there's like it looks like a G-string kind of on the side, and it's all open in the hip, and then it covers like it looks like they should be ashless chaps, but they're not. And so it's just
I want to do this
going.
to
It is
Christopher Robin.
so funny. Hold on. Let me see if we can see some of these. Can you see like the shirt that they wanted? So a mesh shirt.
Yes.
And so
Oh, his nipples. Oh,
let's see if they get to the pants. There's this. That's another mesh shirt. So his comments are like, I think I'm wearing
not
this
the
wrong.
tassel fringe hanging down.
Well, first
And
of all,
he's
the
like
shorts
stuck.
are
It's like
great.
stuck.
There's the pants. Can you see them?
Oh, they do. They can.
Like, there's no way you can wear underwear with those. And he was like, it looks like I crapped my pants because they're so baggy in the butt.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I don't understand that.
Oh, she's dying laughing. 'Cause she can't.
I know. I was like, how did she like stay upright? I like don't think I would have been able to do that.
Like, he's got a bodysuit on with those pants, and it just gets worse, and it's hilarious. They're elephant shorts, so it just
Oh
mesh shorts.
my gosh. That looks like a pillow my mom or my grandma used to have.
Yeah. So like it's just hilarious. So
Ooh, this guy is like reminding me of my high school choir teacher, and he looks just like him, and that was kind of creeping me out.
oh my gosh, hilarious. But oh my gosh, so I was dying at that, and then hold on, this one the video I'm thinking of. So basically, this guy's on a construction site, and you know the giant things that look like spools for thread.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. So I don't know if he was dared to do this or if he just thought, I think I can fit on that and roll. That's the context. He fits in the middle of this thing, and he thinks he can like be wrapped around it and roll. Well, he's not quite as small as he thinks he is, and so just there you go. Can you see?
Oh yeah, it's like a big thing, like what you would use to like fix something on a sweater. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but
like with thread.
Uh-huh. But it's the big one. So he thinks he can fit, but he ends up just ramming his head into the floor because he's not.
Oh gosh, like he is concussed.
I mean, full send over trying to do this whole thing, but he just like didn't tuck his head enough. So it just it cracked me up. It was so funny. So
And isn't
yeah,
it
most
funny
of mine
to like think about how like a guy thinks like they just like want to try like random stupid like where we would be like, well, wait a second. We'd be like, well, wait a second. How much weight can this hold? And like, can we like, are we going to roll? Are we going to like sideways? We have like all of the things. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very much like, let's think this through because this is why women live longer than men. But, you know, it's
well,
fine.
clearly that guy almost died that day.
I know. Oh, man. But all right. That's about all we have with a little LOL because, I mean, we could go on forever, but we don't have time for that right now.
That's why
we
it's
do
a little.
have time for. Well, yeah, exactly. It's a little. Otherwise, it would be a lot. LOL, and we'd go on for ages. But this
we're in moderation kind of people.
Yes, exactly. So this episode is like super special because we're doing a really, really, really new segment called Be Our Guest, and we have our first guest on this episode. It's going to be great. And why are you laughing at me?
Yeah, I'm really glad I'm a silent laugher for the most part because literally you were just like really, really, really new. Like
really new.
Because I know we keep saying it and it is funny. That's why I was laughing so hard because we keep saying this is new because we're new. Like that's just like our thing. And then you were just like really, really, really new.
This may flop, but it's fine.
Today we are trying our very first Be Our Guest segment, and our special guest today is Maurin. Did I say it right?
Yes, you did, Maurin.
Okay.
I love
it. It is like Lauren. I even wrote this in here. It is like Lauren with an M. I call her Mar for short because she's allowed me to do that. We work together, and I have really enjoyed getting to know her better over this past year. Although we don't work at the same property, we have actually gotten to see each other quite a bit at our company functions, meetings, or work days. She is amazing. You guys are going to love her. She's so nice, sweet, and such a bright personality that lights up the room. MAUR recently has started dating someone, and Regan and I have been wanting to have a special guest. And not only that, but we've also been wanting to kind of do like a juicy relationship, like people who are dating currently, because we have been out of the dating game for, well, 6+ whatever, however many
almost
years.
10 years. So
yeah, I was gonna say I
been a
thought
hot
it was
minute.
10. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
We're so excited to have her here because we know that it has changed drastically the way that people date today, and we can't wait to get some insight and are going to get a little spicy with it at times during this episode, but we want all the deets. So, MAUR, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Who do you work for? All the things.
Okay. So my name is Maren or Mar. I have been working with Brooke for about a year, I believe, something like that. We met at work, obviously, and then a lot has transpired since then. But I told her I had recently gotten in a relationship. I think I had some flowers that were sent to my office, and I had already told you about this guy or something like that. And she was like, "Oh, you should come on our podcast." And I was like, "No, no, no. Wait. What if it doesn't work out?" So much has happened since then that I am definitely I'm very comfortable with the relationship at this point, and I'm ready to talk about it and answer some questions.
Excellent.
Yay!
I love that. That's so good.
Yes. I was so excited when she texted me and said that, and then I was like, wait, is this a good thing, or is this like she wants to go on here and like talk shit because she's pissed or something, like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
so
okay,
I was like, no, it has to be good.
Hilarious.
Okay, so thank you for sharing a little bit about who you are and what makes you you. I don't know about you, Regan, but I am on the edge of my seat and eagerly waiting to hear more about this new man of Mars and about her journey along the way. So I have jotted down some questions for her to answer. And the beginning ones are just to help us get caught up, like where your relationship is currently and how you got to this point. Then I'm going to do like 15 a little girl talk questions is what I called it, that are going to add a little spice. We're not going to get too So, MAUR, first question. How did you guys meet?
We met on Hinge. Yes, it's a Hinge success story, everybody. This is no promotion.
I'm a Tinder success story, so I get it.
Oh, really? Oh, great. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Great. Okay. I feel so embarrassed sometimes, but I'm happy, so I don't care.
I get it. I understand that.
Yes.
Yeah, and look, she's proof of it. 10 years.
Yeah. Oh, that's a long time.
Been together for almost 10, married for 5.
Okay. Aw.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay, how many dates or guys did you talk to prior to meeting him? Like, was there a long process? Were you just kind of like giving up?
Yes. Pretty much. I'm sorry. I couldn't even help myself.
No, be honest. We love it.
Oh my God. My coworkers, no, I was just so over dating. I'm from Atlanta. I've been here about 4 years. I've known you, Brooke. I've been at the company we work at for 2 years. And I had a long-term boyfriend before moving to KC. Unfortunately, things didn't work out once I came here. He lived here. It was long distance.
Yeah.
And then I was just kind of single, and then I was on Hinge, and I was kind of talking to guys. I had one guy I was really into. It was an on and off thing. It wasn't gonna be anything. I kind of knew that, but I kept trying, and um, finally, I just got to a point where I just cut him off, and then I just didn't date at all. And I was like, I would go to work, come home, go to work, come home. I really didn't do much else. It was just kind of just me and my cat, like just hanging out in my apartment.
Yes.
Yeah, you know how it is. I was so over dating, and I just was like, some of the things that guys were saying on Hinge, I was just like, ugh, it's the same like sup or like, whatever, like generic
Yeah.
answers. But then the person I'm dating now, B, he messaged me and immediately asked me on a date. It was the first, didn't like, hadn't even matched yet, just immediately matched, and I was going through my matches and saw him. And I was like, oh, okay. And I clicked it. And then we just started a conversation. And then after a couple days, I was comfortable going on a date with him. And yeah, so that's how it started.
Okay, I was gonna say, because like typically you want to like vet these people and make sure that like, you don't just meet them right away, or because they could be like a serial killer or
Yeah.
something crazy.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
think
you don't
he
it's
is
crazy.
one. The jury's still out. I don't think he is one.
So far, so good though. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
We're doing
very
great.
good.
Yes. Well, that's good. So tell us, how long have you guys been together now? So, like, basically, when did it become official? How long did you talk before it became official?
Ooh, okay. Ooh, it was a little quick. Like, I know. Okay, I only go by the first date that we officially met, not by how long we were talking. So I
Okay.
checked my calendar, June 9th. So it's been exactly 6 weeks, not including that talking period. And I would say that first date, second date, third date happened back to back to back because we had such a good, we hit it off so well. And then
Yeah.
the third date, I was like, oh no, well, this is probably gonna be
A thing.
something serious. Yeah, like I really enjoy this person. So that's the summarized version of it.
Yeah.
I'd say
Yeah.
I feel like that was kind of similar for us, for Jake and I. We we talked for maybe a month prior to actually meeting. We
Hmm.
went on a date and then hung out one more time, and that was it. There was
Yeah.
after that second hangout, we're like, so are we like a thing? He's like, yeah. And I was like, cool. And then here we are 10 years later. So we haven't changed a whole lot.
Yeah, and they're not lying when they say when
Uh-huh.
or whatever. Like
Yeah, you just
I
feel it in the gut.
yeah,
Like,
I definitely feel it.
yeah.
That is so funny. I'm over here sitting here thinking like, okay, wait. So Christopher Robin and I met at Habaneros initially when I had worked there, like, many years ago now. But
Uh-huh.
so he's a couple years younger than me. But when I first met him, I was like, this kid sucks. He is so annoying. Like, I think I am just going to murder him.
You still have that
Okay.
feeling.
Yes, I
So
do. Not as
fair enough.
often, but I was just like thinking, they're like, oh, when I was thinking, crap, I like did not like him in the beginning. I was like,
Okay.
he's so annoying.
That's fair. It's different strokes for different folks.
Amen to that.
Yes. Apparently, I needed the warming up phase.
Just a little. It's
A
okay.
little bit.
Yes. Okay. Next one. How soon into dating or talking did y'all have your first kiss?
Second date. Second date. First date, I
Okay.
don't usually do a whole lot. I just kind of like feel you out. I don't I wasn't I kind of got a little hopeless, and I was like, I'm going on a date. At least I'll find a friend. I don't always assume when I'm dating I'm gonna find the love of my life. I kind of like got kind of
Yeah.
jaded, and but first date we were so nervous. Both of us were so nervous. And it was a really nice time. The second date, I was like, okay, like went to the movies. I know I want to kiss this guy, but I'm really shy, and so I'm gonna convince him after we finish eating, after this movie, whatever, to go in his car, and then I'm gonna kiss him there, and then we did, and then
I love it.
So you made the first move?
kind of. I have my ways.
You like nudged him.
Yeah,
You
I
make
nudged
it
him a
make
little
him think
bit.
it's his idea.
Well, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Well,
planted the seed.
yeah, it's so scary and like nerve-wracking, right? Like I remember
Yeah.
being like, I know that I love Christopher, but like I don't want to be the one to say it first. Like the guys are supposed to say it first. Like the guys are supposed to do it, right? So I remember I had
Yeah.
written like a letter and I had said it in the letter and I like handed it to him and I got in my car and I just drove away. And he had to like read it and then he
Drove
called
away.
me. Yes, I was scared. What if he didn't love me back?
Oh, bro, that's so cute.
It's 18 pages, front and back.
Front and back. No, I'm kidding. We're kidding.
Okay, I was like, that's so sweet.
No, that's a Friends reference. We do a lot of that. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I never saw Friends. I know I'm lame. I know everybody's seen it.
We won't judge you too harshly. That's okay.
Okay. All right.
Man.
Okay. So I already asked. So you, the first move. Who asked who on? Well, he asked you on a date, right? Like very first
Yes.
thing. Okay.
First message. First message ever. Yeah.
See, and that's like better than like the cheesy pickup line or something like, I don't know. Well, I can't remember what my friend Sarah is getting lately. Just like, sup, girl. Like, I don't know. Just weird things.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I was gonna tell you this later. I had another guy I had been talking to for a while before I had messaged the his name is Jordan. I don't mind saying his name.
So, number one, what does a healthy relationship look like for you?
Oh, you know what? The communication thing. We are adults, but in my adult life, I have found that just asking a simple question is the hardest thing in the world for some people to do. And I have to decipher, like people speaking code, what they're trying to say. I'm a little more than direct than that. And when I asked him a question, he answered immediately. He doesn't do the manipulative thing. I have not. I'm sorry to say, but that is so refreshing in terms of not just
Yeah.
dating, but in life. Like we are
Yeah,
all young
absolutely.
professional women, like, and that's it can be really hard to get the right answer. I found. So I have a very straight shooter type of person, but also sensitive as well to people's feelings. It's just I love that he doesn't even think about it. That tells me that you don't have time to lie. If you
Yeah.
Right.
You
answer
immediately have
directly.
an answer. Yeah, you don't have time to be like, oh, how do I spin this to make it sound better, or however
Or
you
what
want to
she
do
wants
it.
to
So,
hear.
yeah,
Yes,
exactly. Yeah.
yes, exactly. And I have a
Yeah.
lot of that. A lot of that.
Like, guys,
Sorry, go ahead.
give it up already. You don't know what we're thinking.
You don't. Yeah.
No matter how much you think you do, it's not it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so communication, like being straightforward, but also kind of like, aware of others' feelings and not like hurting anyone's feelings in that straightforwardness.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, love it. Reagan, what do you have for this one?
I definitely agree with communication, even though obviously, I mean, everybody struggles with it. I know I do. It's sometimes you feel like being petty, and I do that. So it is what it is. But I was gonna say effort is one of my top things for that. Like, you make the effort to go out on a date. You make an effort to see each other. If you're not living together, or if you are long distance, whatever, you make an effort to communicate and be in contact and plan dates and plan time together, just hanging out, whatever. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, or spend a lot of money, but I feel like effort is a big one for me.
Yeah. So,
And going both ways, not just one person putting in all the
yeah,
effort to go see the other. Like, it definitely goes both directions. It's a two-way street on that kind of thing.
right, right. I think the only thing different that I would add that you guys didn't say, which doesn't necessarily mean it isn't what you have, but is compromising. Like, I just know this now, like living, with someone, with your significant other, it's very
It's different.
girl. Yeah, if you have
It's
different
different.
cleaning techniques, if you have different, like, I'm very particular in certain ways that I do things, but so is he, but it's different than, like, they're different,
They
you
they kind
like,
of clash sometimes.
yeah, sometimes a lot of the time. So, like, just being able to, like, that give and take, and like, okay, let's agree to do this way, and we're gonna have the toilet paper be on the front side and not on the underneath side, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep, I got you.
So, okay, number 2, what are your thoughts on marriage, and do you think marriage is the end goal of like a happy relationship? Like, is that what that looks like for you as marriage?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to answer this as quickly as possible. I do want to be married, but I need about a year, like you're saying, of living with B, because I know the whole point of this relationship thing is we're supposed to be passionate. We're supposed to be like doing what I feel like we're doing right now, reaching beats and like relationships and stuff. It's just that I know it's gonna want to happen very quickly. So we need to get through the actual hard part. I think the living together part before we get to the marriage part, because I don't want to have to break up
Yeah.
and have
Yeah.
kids, and we're already talking about all that stuff. So like, um, staying it slow, but also yes, that is something I'm very interested in.
Okay,
Love that.
yeah. Cause see, we both come from our parents are Lutheran, and so we like very religious. So growing up, like, that was just not the way, like, you were supposed to be married first, before the living together and anything else. So, it's taken my parents a little bit, but they finally were just like, look, like, we can't help her. We can't save her. Like,
There's a lot of
so,
cons.
But
but it's so scary. I mean, my gosh, like, you just don't find some things out until you live with someone.
Yeah.
yes,
You don't want to
exactly.
intertwine your lives too much to where it's like, if this doesn't work out, how are we going to get untangled? You know?
Yeah, and
Yes,
especially
And that's,
because
yes.
when I marry someone, like, that's it.
yeah.
Like,
say I don't ever plan on it being another one. Like this is end all be all for me. So
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna skip to the next one. What do you think the secret to a long-lasting relationship is?
Oh,
I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with what we just did, but
yeah, I would say communication, effort, like always date
yeah.
your spouse, date your significant other, like act like you like each other.
Yes,
yes.
and I think also always have a crush on your partner.
Yeah.
Things change.
Yeah.
I need that reminder. For instance, one time I was dating one of my longest relationships before this one will be. And hopefully. Um,
yes.
I was me and my ex had been we got on the 3 year mark, and we weren't really as intimate as much anymore. And one day, like I'm just chilling. I was in his room doing something, and he walks by in the bathroom, and he's completely naked, and he's getting in the shower, and he's like, hey, and then just walks by, and I was like, oh. I was like, oh yeah, like that's.
Yes. I
I've
say I
dated,
still have that too. It's like, damn,
yeah,
my man is good looking. It's a good
yeah,
day.
I forgot. So yeah, just always have a crush on each other.
Yes.
Yeah, don't get lost in like the everyday bodily functions
How do we
or routines.
Yes.
Ugh.
Hilarious.
But I swear if there's one more beard hair in that sink.
Ew.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Do you have a type and what qualities do you look for in a potential partner?
I do have a type. Gonna keep it short, though.
Okay.
Here. I told my sister about this before, by the way, like an hour before.
Oh
She was like,
shoot,
"Oh yeah."
sorry.
Oh, no problem, no problem. We were looking at the questions beforehand just to be prepared. And she was like, "Oh yeah, you definitely have a type." And I was like,
Uh,
but my type, it's not necessarily physical, but I do like intelligent, seemingly level-headed men. And most of the guys, all of the guys I've dated have been huge nerds, super into computers. B has a degree in computer programming, and we talk about video games. That's kind of how we started. Just something in that field, something, yeah, like that. So smart guy.
yeah.
I like it.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. And those are the people that can like create apps and like will maybe be like millionaires one day. So
I'm sorry. Can I say one thing? I was gonna share
yeah.
this later.
No, go ahead.
Speaking of that, what you just said, he was doing something on the computer for like an hour. He brought his laptop over here, and I was like, "What are you doing?" I like looked at the screen. I don't know. He's coding something. I can't figure it out. I don't know if you guys ever heard about the game Pikmin. It's an old game from like the early 2000s or something like that. I played it on like Nintendo at my neighbor's house. I mentioned it one time. He was copying the code on his laptop so that I could play it on his
Oh
laptop.
my gosh.
I just got
That's
chills
the
all
coolest
over
thing
my
ever.
body.
That's amazing.
I was so sweet, and then he just left the laptop over here so that I can play today because he's
Oh
has to be
my
at
gosh.
home.
That's
Oh.
amazing.
At that point, I'm not gonna lie, you got me. I'm like, dang, I was like, did you really do that? Because I mentioned that like one time. He was like, yeah, I knew you really wanted to play it. And I was like, wow, so you're like the real deal, huh? And he said, I'm My cat's out here right now. This is what he did. And I did not ask him to do that. I had the materials, and then he like was sitting out there, and he just set this up for me, so my cat can't get across the thing.
Oh,
So,
that's
Yes.
awesome. That's so nice. I love that.
so that,
That yes.
This man he is doing it here. I love it.
I know. I'm like
That's
trying to
awesome.
think like, dang, I want this man.
we just
Don't
started,
worry.
guys. We just
Don't
started.
worry. I know.
But he's doing pretty good.
He is
Yeah.
setting the bar, man. Awesome.
Yes. I feel like, yeah, way better. So Reagan, you go next. What is your love language?
I have actually done the quiz on. They have quizzes to tell you what your love language
Oh, what
is,
the
and
hell? I could have done that.
mine is quality time. So like, I don't care what we do as long as we do it together. So we can lay
Okay.
on the couch and take a nap. We can go shopping. We can go out to eat. We can do whatever. But as long as we're doing it together, I'm good. I'm happy. So that's what I like.
Okay. I feel like I'm so weird with this. Because one, like Reagan knows this about me, but I like to be in control and in charge and be the boss. And so like I don't receive compliments very well. I don't like for people to do things for me because basically my whole background is service and customer service and service industry. And so like it's weird for me to like have that happen and then I have to feel like thank you so much for doing that. Like I don't know, and I don't know why I can't say thank you, but I need to work on it more. But if I had to say one, I would probably say it like either the quality time or like the doing something without being asked type of a thing. But I also then have to be fine with like however it got done. I can't bitch.
Yes.
And be like, this was great, but
You did it wrong. No.
here's what you need to do next time. So yeah. Okay. PDA, what are your thoughts? Are you for it? Against it? Yuck. Doesn't bother you?
I would never say I'm against it. I'm so shy, guys. And it sucks because like I think I have a very friendly face. People always want to talk. Oh no, my life is so hard. Oh, like no, I'm joking. But like, I want to be out in public with my significant other, and it just be us. And I don't want to have to think about anybody else's perception. I don't. So I'm just very shy. I'm very very shy. But as I've gotten to open up more with this person, I have been kissing them in public a little more. I might be showing a little more
Yes.
PDA.
Okay.
Then maybe
I'm
it
not
just
against
depends
it.
on the person that you're
Yeah.
with. If you want to show the PDA in public, like maybe it depends on the partner.
Yeah.
True.
Listen, nobody can be worse than I'm gonna mess this sister's name up. Kourtney Kardashian and Travis.
Oh, that's
So
no,
like
that's
they're setting the bar here, and anybody else is fine below it.
Hilarious.
It doesn't. So PDA doesn't bother me. I feel like there is a time and a place sometimes, like depending on like if the crowd or the people that I'm with is like older, like more like my parents or like grandparent age, like I feel like it's kind of like a respect thing. But if it's just like people like us, like yeah, I don't care. Like it's fine. So okay, Mar, what is your biggest turn on?
Oh.
We're getting there now.
Oh
We're
my
getting there.
We're getting to the spicy stuff. Okay.
Yes.
Oh shoot. Okay, so I'm just gonna say, after he finished that balcony, that the blinds were closed. By the way, I did not know he was doing this. I was watching TV, and then he comes out and he's like, "Yeah, the balcony's done." And I saw the balcony was done. Like, okay. And then I'm gonna let y'all fill in the blank afterwards.
You're like, let's go.
And then you were like,
Exactly.
there's what is that? Like the shoes that are just left there and then like they're gone?
Yeah.
Cloud of dust that just was
Yes.
Cloud of dust. Yeah, I see what you mean.
left. You went so fast.
Yes. Regan, what about you?
I don't know. I mean,
I know this one
I
was hard
haven't
for me
thought
because
about it in such a long time. I don't know.
I know because it's like we like got relaxed, like in our routine.
Pretty good. We did.
I think mine would be that like they have to like I just can't. I'm just gonna say I just can't go into it. Like there needs to be some like cuddling, and then like we're on first base, and then we're on second base, and then we're on like
Literally hit all bases.
Yes. Yes.
I gotcha. That's funny. I mean, I'm probably the same way. At the same time, like sometimes it's just like, okay. Yeah,
It
I
depends on
haven't
your
thought
mood.
about it, and so exactly that is very much it too. Oh my gosh, it's very dependent on how I feel that day.
Yeah, and you're like, and what didn't you do for me today? Like, what did you forget about? Cut off.
A timeout for 2 weeks.
Just wait, Mar. It'll be fine. You're gonna have those days too, but
I honestly had a couple of moments like that. But the one for one thing, the balcony was outside of everything else was wow. And then two, um, I'm gonna get a little explicit, just a tiny bit spicy.
yeah, go ahead.
We're here for it.
Yeah,
love
okay,
it.
okay. Just a tiny bit. I had
we
just
didn't want to
this,
freak you out.
Oh, you're keeping it PG. Okay, it might be PG-13.
Okay.
Well, when he told me, oh, I forgot to tell you guys this, some background. He's older. He's 36. I'm
Okay.
28. He's
Okay.
already done. He was in a 9-year relationship that ended 3 years ago. So he's already been in love. He's already done the whole thing, pretty much. And then, well, I was just playing around. I just met the guy maybe like 2 weeks in, and I think I said something like, "Put a baby in me," ha 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 ha, like joking. And I expected his eyes to get all wide. That is not what happened. I'll let you fill in the blanks there. And then I was like, he was like, when I was with that other person, the 9-year relationship, we had talked about kids, but we never really followed through with it. And it was always something that scared me. But when you said it, I was totally already picturing that. And yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and then you were like, wait, Rupert, get me out of here. Get me out of here.
Okay. So yeah.
Hilarious.
Oh,
That's great.
okay, what is, and this one we can all answer if we want to. What's one secret fear you have about your relationship that you need to share out loud? Whoever wants to go first can go.
I mean, I'm not afraid to share it out loud because I tell Jake all the time. I'm like, I just have this feeling that one day you're just a switch is gonna flip and you're gonna change your mind. Like, that's and it could be just for anything. I'm just like, I just know it. You're just gonna be like, I don't think I want this anymore. I'm gonna go. So like that's.
But I'm laughing because I feel your pain. Like I understand that.
In the back of my mind, it's always like, do you actually really like me? Are you sure that you love me as much as you say you do? Because I'm kind of a pain in the ass. Like, and I know that. I know I am. But like,
yeah.
So I'm not afraid to say it because I tell him all the time. But that is in the back of my mind, fear is that he's just gonna be like, maybe not. Even though we are 10 years.
Yeah, like. Yeah. I think mine, I feel like I've expressed this, or maybe just not have expressed it like outside of Chris and I. But maybe not. I don't know. Is that like I won't be able to have kids. Like I know I've told you this, Regan, for sure.
Yeah.
But just with me being like premature, and then just like, I always have the weird things that just like are rare circumstances, and I had to have a rare surgery, and then I had to have my gallbladder out so young, or just like craziness that happens.
Random
and then
stuff, yeah.
just with like, I just for some reason I just have this weird thing that like, because I want them so bad, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna have to. And I know there's like other resources and options, but like, dang, you just want it to be, your genes.
You did it on your own, is what you want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I get that too.
Yeah. Mar, did you answer this one? Okay.
No, I wanted to give you guys an opportunity because I felt like you guys have been doing this longer. I have more
yes. Let us. Yeah.
Mine was just gonna be money. It's 2024. The economy is where it's at. I don't have to get political or anything, but I am like, oh my gosh, I'm the adult. Oh,
yeah, I have to have the adult money.
No, exactly. I think that, like, so I'm a little worried about finances. He is very frugal. I like what I like. Okay,
Welcome to the club.
Okay, I like my beautiful sunflower thing, and he makes fun of me for my decorations. Like I always like, no, put it down, put the blanket on top. He's like, why? For decoration. So like,
they have to be perfect.
Yes,
I know. It's just pretty, like But so yeah, we have differences, ideas of finances, but I'm also significantly younger, than him, so kind of a little immature, still got some things I gotta get together. So yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah,
I understand that a lot too. I feel like, yeah, money's a pain in the butt. It's the worst ever. Everything's so expensive, and nobody makes enough to do anything. So. Ugh.
Yeah.
Like I don't even do anything because I can't afford to do anything. Like people will be like, "Oh, you want to hang out?" And I'll be like, "Okay, what are we gonna do?" Okay, well, like we either like if you're not cool with like being at home watching Netflix or shows or something, like I'm pretty much out.
Yeah.
Unless I can scrape my quarters together. Yeah.
Quarters.
For like a Happy Meal.
You just need a couple nuggets. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. What aspect of your partner's personality do you love the most? So basically, what do you love the most about B?
How intentional he is and how thoughtful he is.
Love that.
I love that.
Reagan, what about you for Jake?
Oh, there's so many aspects that are great.
She knows
know.
because she's married to him.
Yeah. I don't know. I like his nerdy side comes out and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm nerdy. I'm like, no, I love it. I love that you have this hobby that you're so passionate about. I may not understand it, but I love that you love it. And so you could just talk to me about it. Tell me about it. Like, that's fine. Like I said, I may not understand it, but I'm here to get the information. So you tell me all the things. I love it. So I think that's fun that he feels like he can be himself and just tell me all the things. And I love that.
God, you're making me feel so so terrible about myself because I literally like if he wants to tell me a story.
We've had this conversation.
We've had this conversation before. But first of all, it will be a 45-minute long thing, and it is like so slow. Like he will then go back and break down every detail, and also I don't know anything about accounting. So big words, things it's just I'm only Excel? Okay. Yeah, I got it.
And by then he's moved on to 4 other things and you're like, I was still back on Excel. What happened?
Yeah, but I think I've gotten very good at picking it. How do you feel about your partner having a close friend of the opposite sex? Anyone can go.
I met his friends, and they're all the ones I met were couples, and two.
Okay.
Well, one of them is a new couple, but the one that he's known this other couple since high school. They all went to high school together. They actually live near where I live, and I don't really have a problem outside of that. That's obviously kind of the only girl he really hangs out with. But outside of that, I wouldn't mind him having opposite sex friends because I know by how he listens to me that he sees women as human beings, and he knows that we are people outside of our bodies, and that was also what really attracted me to him. So I know that he is capable of having a solid friendship with the opposite sex, and it being platonic and not being hopefully anything else.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, and it's nice that they're all couples too, and which I'm sure because he's older, that's just he's more intentional with who he spends time with, probably now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So Chris has a friend who I think they were friends, they kind of grew up in the same neighborhood together, maybe all through elementary or whatever. But there's a couple girls that he would they're his sisters, right? you know, like if he wants to go fishing and maybe I don't want to go fishing, then like yes, go with her. That's great. Love it. Or, you know, it's not weird that he would go and visit like cuz she's married. So again, they are married, like they're not single women. So it's kind of I feel like that like it's like makes it okay sometimes. I don't know. It doesn't bother me as much if they're like in a committed relationship and I don't necessarily have anything to worry. If it was like somebody new that he had just met, like from work, and they were gonna go and like do something together, that I would be like, yeah, no. Sorry, no.
I say I
But
feel the same. Like I trust Jake with everything. So
yeah,
I mean, even if the girl had other intentions, like I still feel like he would just be like,
yeah,
slow your roll. You know, like you know what you're doing. Back up.
yeah,
You know,
same,
like I
yeah.
have every, you know, thought in my head would be he would defend our relationship and not let anything happen to it. So yeah,
Agreed.
even though my, you know, my weird insecurity in the back thinks, nope, he's gonna just say, this one's better, you know. But
I
I
know
know
we
that
can't get rid of that. It's just like there.
it is. It is.
Okay. Oh, I gotta do this one. What is the pettiest reason you've broken up with someone? So let me give you an example. I actually took this from another podcast. My like the reasonably shady one that I love, Regan. I know I talked about that
Reasonably
one.
shady?
Yes, girl.
Oh, no, with Garza or with Giselle and
And
oh.
Robin, yes.
Okay.
Because like one time she was like, "Oh, he would talk in an elevator." Like that was her thing. Like she did not like that he would talk to the people in it like the other people like that were on
Yeah.
with them that they don't know. That like she was like not cool with that. He kept like trying to make conversations with the people on the elevator.
That's her ick.
Yeah, yeah. She was like, it was weird. We were done.
That's so funny.
That's a good one. Oh man. I honestly, if I don't really like you, I don't really I guess we can reference when I was talking about that guy from Hinge that I
Yeah,
talked to for B and how didn't want to go on a sorry, I didn't want to have to ask to go on a date. I wouldn't
right.
someone to ask me. That's been my one rule. I can wait. I don't need to I waited a long time. So I gave him a chance. He never opened that window. Also, by the way, he messaged me 3 times afterwards. I was like, why didn't
After
you
you and
respond
B?
back?
Oh my
As
gosh.
early as yesterday was the third time, and I finally responded. I told B about it. I finally responded, and I was like, "You never asked me on a date. You said
And this
I
guy
asked
Yeah.
the first message, and I it was, and I really liked you. I don't really wait that long, but I was like, I even kind of threw you a bone, and I said, what did you have in mind? And you said, let's chill. So I was like, well, is that implying you're
No.
gonna be staying at my place, or like, are we
Yeah.
going out? Because I don't know you like that. To Even though we've
Yeah.
been talking, I still gotta meet you in public. Like, so you have to at least ask the girl on a date, in my opinion. So if that's
Yep.
petty,
my boyfriend in high school, we dated up through I think my freshman year or our freshman year in college. We broke up because his mom didn't like me.
Oh my God, I forgot about
And
that.
well, that was one of the reasons. The other reason was he's at college now and there's a whole new dating pool.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was just like,
Dang,
okay,
I
bye.
forgot about this.
So I literally was just like, okay,
Yeah.
see ya.
Mm-hmm.
And so we still, I think at that point, like after we had broken up, I had been single for like almost a year, I think, before I met Jake. And when Jake and I would hang out, I would just post stuff on my Snapchat story constantly, like, oh my gosh, this guy's my favorite, hanging out with the boo, like all the things like that. And he would see them
He
on the
still
Snapchat
felt
story.
like you guys were still.
At that point,
Was
like
that
I had never removed him from my friends list or whatever on Snapchat. Didn't think about it. Didn't do it. But then after the first time I did post on my Snapchat story with Jake and I saw that he saw it, and I was like, oh, well, that's kind of fun.
You're like, let's do this 1,200 more times.
Again. But since then, I mean, that was just like the first month or so that Jake and I were together. But after that, it was just like, I'm pretty sure he like removed himself from my friends list or whatever because he doesn't see stuff anymore. And I was and not that I even care at this point. Like it's been so long, like who cares now? But that would there's no petty reason to break up, but to be petty afterwards. That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Dang, there's something that stands out, but I don't remember if I was actually dating this person or not. You probably don't even know who this is, Regan. He was an older guy.
Mm-hmm.
His name is blanking on me too. Anyway,
he was real significant.
This was during the Longview days. He got out and he looked like the cartoon character Johnny Bravo. Like he had a black but he was like brunette. And so like his shoulders were huge, but then like his legs like
triangle.
No,
he skipped leg day. Oh no.
I was like
nope.
I can't unsee this now, so gotta go.
Can you take me home now? I don't like this.
And no leg day, no Brooke day.
Nope.
So that's probably my pettiest.
So funny.
So, Marin, is there anything you want to ask us or add, or Regan? Anything that we want to add?
I just want to say, y'all, I hope this works out. I hated dating. You can ask my coworkers how much I hated dating. But I got to a point where you have to just at least try, Marn, because he's not going to come barging through your door. And I did, and I gave someone a shot, and there are some nice guys out there, and there is hope. Yeah.
I actually have a question. Is there like, if we have more than our family listening, for our listeners out there, is there any advice that you would give someone who is single currently and they are in the swipe game right now? Or is that how Hinge works too?
Swipe, yes.
Okay.
Well, okay, so the way that I did it was I didn't match. So, you have an option on Hinge to just like swipe left, swipe right. I would just like wait a week and I would see who matched with me. There's another selection. and then I would go through those guys that have already matched with me. That way I could see what their first pickup line was. Now, if they were really cute, then I would just match with them and then try to
Yeah.
But sometimes these guys are really clever, and like they can kind of charm you just from going through your matches or who's trying to match with you. I know there are people out there who just swipe, swipe, swipe yes on every single person, like but that's kind of what I did because I just wasn't getting the matches that I was selecting, and I thought that was a little discouraging. And I was just like, you're actually looking for somebody to date seriously. Maybe just look at your matches. So if you're looking to just date seriously, I don't go shopping. Kind of just see who's trying to select you, maybe.
Okay, because on Hinge you have the option to see who liked you without like you happening to like them first.
Yes,
Or like
yes,
them
and you
too.
get to,
Okay.
and then they'll comment. Sometimes they'll comment on the photos like you have. You can tell if they're kind of weird or creepy, kind of by that, or
Yeah.
like, oh, you have a beautiful smile. Something as simple as that, and then you're like, this guy seems sweet. That way, you can just kind of get your own like assessment before actually hitting yes.
There you go.
Okay, because Sarah, I have a friend who's single and she like is on all the things, and I feel like with her, like this has happened to her like 3 or 4 times where she will like it's like has been messaging with a guy, like they matched, she's been messaging with him for a couple days, and then like they'll like FaceTime or um do something like agree to hang out, but
Oh
then it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
nothing. They ghost. Like they just do
Oh
not
okay.
respond. Like they make the plans and they're like, "Oh yeah, sorry, like I'll be there in 5 minutes or like whatever," and then like nothing.
It's
That's happened to
that
her like
first date immediately. That's the best I can say because I don't do a whole lot of talking. I do for a little bit, but we need to have a date in mind and make it like a couple days later, like maybe 4 days later. So that whole time he has to talk to you. Like you have to have that, kind of set
right.
up.
You want it to be
So
far
Okay.
enough out that you have time to talk to him, but not so far out that they have time to change their mind.
Yeah. Oh, good, Reagan.
Yeah, you want to
Good.
keep you in the forefront, but like don't make it like a 2 weeks out because then at that point they have time to come up with an excuse not to go on the date. So
Yeah. Oh, see, I think that was the problem is that it was like all so quick. They wanted like the next day or like right then or whatever. And like the one All right, we just want to thank you so much for joining us today and taking time away from your new man and your honeymoon phase. And we want
being
to
our guinea
especially,
pig.
yes, and especially shout out to B for letting us have you for this like hour and a half. I don't even know how long I've been doing this now. We so appreciate you and thank you so much for being here. Hopefully, like you'll have you back and we can, talk about check in or we can talk about whatever else you want to discuss.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, and we are gonna let you go and we will sign off.
All right. Thank you for having me, ladies.
Yes, we loved doing this episode and would love to hear from any of our listeners. Like MAUR, she was listening and she actually just texted me and was like, I'm in. So I'm hoping that I get either like an email or text or Reagan that you get somebody that we can, try to get. We're gonna make Shania and Adam do it too before they try to like get out of here and go 4 hours away from us.
I know. Well, not that they couldn't do it from St. Louis, but still.
Oh yeah, that's true. Duh, technology.
They would just have to be together on one screen. They'd have to like
Jokes
each other.
on them. They can't get away from us.
True. They thought they could leave.
Yes, but what a good first Be Our Guest.
Yes, that was
If
so
you
fun.
want to be, yeah, if you want to be our next guest or have segment suggestions or any topics, questions for us that you want to discuss
Email.
or ask on here, yeah, you can email us.
Email.
And we did check from the last episode. I'm hoping that we have some from this one. I know people are behind and they're trying to get caught up. But either way, the email is alittle.rnrpod@gmail.com. And don't forget to like, share, follow, subscribe our show wherever you listen and on all the social media platforms. As always, we are so happy you joined us and continue to tune in. And we're going to wrap this episode up. We hope you all have a little love in your life, whatever that looks like for you. Thanks for